What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Like I said, I'm gonna do some interviews here and there of the guys in my home city, get everybody's takes, and I wanted to introduce you guys to my trainer. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, guys? My name is Chris Haynes. I'm a basketball trainer from Harrisburg. I run CH3 training. I've been doing that for about 2 years now, helping players in Central PA get better at basketball.
For sure, he's been getting me right. We literally just got done with the workout now with a couple of other guys. We might see them in the future. We'll see. So I just wanted to ask him a couple questions, see where his brain is at,
Yeah.
how he got to where he's at right now, his thought process on basketball, and what brought him to like training today. So here's where Pennsylvania. I want to ask, why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? That's an amazing question. The biggest thing for me is I wanted to be the coach and trainer that I wish I had growing up. Not to say that I had like bad coaches and trainers growing up, but I just think that there were some things that were missing from the training and the coaching that I didn't get that I now want to give. Like especially with the training that we do, I can specifically remember like I would just go into a gym and I would get a one-on-one workout and I would just notice how everyone that entire day would just get the same workout. Like same workout for this kid, then this kid, then this kid. And then when you're young, you really don't peep that. But then when you're older, you're like, why we're all doing the same workout? And mind you, you know where I played high school basketball.
Yeah.
So I played high school basketball at Bonner Prendy in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia Catholic League. And I was playing with a guy that would make it to the NBA and a couple other Division I players. And my trainer had me working on dribble combo moves, going behind the back, step back threes. Like I looked like Steph Curry out there.
Yeah.
I looked like Damian Lillard. But looking back on it now, like, should I have been working on that stuff?
Probably
Obviously,
not.
the answer is no. Because when am I doing that in the game with him on the floor and other guys on the floor?
No.
Nah. It's being realistic. What I should be working on is other stuff, right? But so I think that's the big thing. It's like I would just watch so many kids now that they were working on the wrong stuff. I'm like, yo, like I got to get in here and like show kids like, okay, like this is your role on your team. This is how you should be training.
Valid.
Bringing that back, like bringing it back, like okay, like we can expand on your role, but for you to play next year, for me to probably had a better high school career, like I should have been spending my summers working on attacking long closeouts, shooting catch and shoot threes, like playing defense, like those kind of things.
Yeah.
So I think I really hope a lot of hoopers can take this away and be like, all right, bro, like let me look at what my current skill set is and what I could bring to my team currently and what the role is being asked of me.
Makes sense.
If you can answer those three questions, then you're on the right track. But if you can look at your role and you're supposed to be doing this and you're working on something else, are you gonna play?
Probably
Say
not.
no. So my number one goal is to help players like understand, like, okay, like this is how you should actually work out.
Valid. No, that's a great thing. I think that needs to be done. We talk about it all the time where when we're in the gym, we're just talking about not to be hating on anybody or target anybody, but some kids nowadays are just delusional.
Delusional is a great word.
When we're just
100%.
like thinking they're higher than what they are or
Yeah.
better than what they need to be.
And I think that's also it's on the coaches and trainers too, and the adults too, because I don't think all kids come with that kind of level of thought process. I think that a lot of coaches and trainers, they put that in their head and say like, you should be doing this. Like I've seen trainers like have middle school kids shooting from half court in a workout,
crazy.
pulling up from 2 feet behind the 3-point line. I'm like, nah. So when you get a middle school kid, like they're like, oh, my coach said I shoot threes from half court. That's what I do. So is that his fault?
No.
Whose fault is that?
That's the
That's on
people
us.
saying, yeah.
That's on trainers. On coaches, we gotta do better. We gotta teach the game of basketball the way it's supposed to be played.
Valid.
Only guys that are shooting those shots are the high-level high school guys. You get a couple middle school kids that can do it, and the NBA players, man. Leave it to them. Until you get to that level, until you master the basics of catch and shoot threes, like why are we shooting half-court shots? And we're working on that in practices.
For sure. No, I get that.
I think a lot of trainers there really, and I love trainers, like I am one, but I think
Yeah.
a lot of us are really ruining the game of basketball.
I'm hearing that.
A lot of basketball trainers are ruining the game of basketball, unfortunately.
Valid. So now that you talked about why you're a trainer, tell me why basketball in general. Like why the sport of basketball? Why not football, tennis, or anything like that?
Man, why not anything else? Let me think. Growing up, I played a little bit of everything. I ran track, I did football, and I did basketball. And then I just kind of noticed that like basketball was the only sport I cared about. Like when I was like in third grade, I remember specifically like I made a mistake in a football game, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Chris! Like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do it?" And I was like, "Bro, y'all care about this game?" I was like, "I don't care about football. I was just out there playing." And
Yeah.
basketball was the only sport I truly cared about. I found like this level of like concern and like passion with it that I think drew me towards. I was like, "Yo, I really love the game of basketball."
Oh,
It's a different level. I think it's a different sport than anything else. I just think that the combination of like having to be really skilled at your sport, having to have a good IQ, having to be physically strong and speed. And I was like, yo, I could like have this sport where I could like really flourish in.
oh,
I love basketball. Basketball's the
that's
thing,
good.
baby. Come on. And I grew up in an area where a lot of really good basketball. Like a lot of the other older guys ahead of me, they went on to play like other college basketball, other places, and play professionally too. So growing up in my area, it was basketball.
No, that makes sense. Now that we talked a little bit about why, and you did mention it where you went to high school. Sorry, sorry. I want to know your hoop journey, like when you started basketball to you now being a trainer, like middle school, high school, what college you played at?
Yeah.
Did you play pro?
Yeah.
And then when did you decide the ball is done bouncing for you as a player to now evolve your game into being a trainer?
Yeah. So I started playing basketball probably in third grade, and I didn't start taking it seriously until about seventh grade.
Okay.
I think that was when, around that time, I played for my first AAU team. In the area I grew up in, not a lot of kids played AAU, so you got a lot of, I guess you could say, status for playing AAU. You were
Yeah.
seen as a good player. Once I played for my first AAU team, then because when you're younger, you're generally going to be better than everyone in your area. And I kind of was already better than everyone in my area. Like, I was probably the best sixth grade, seventh grade area. But then I played AAU, and then I wasn't the best player on my team. Like, I wasn't. Like, I played with Eric Dixon when I was in middle school, who is now the leading scorer of the college basketball at Villanova and is probably going to get a chance to play in the NBA. And I played with a bunch of other guys that made it to high-level college and stuff. So, like, I played with some guys. I played with some really good guys. I was like, okay, like, I need to get better at basketball. So after playing AAU, that's when I was like, okay, like, my work ethic is not matching my goals. Now I have to take basketball seriously. So that's when I started training. My parents got me a hoop in the backyard. I was hooping in the backyard every day during the summer, going down to the park with my friends, working out on my own, playing basketball against old heads. Like that's where I think I really started to mold my game a little bit. Because I think that's the biggest thing young hoopers miss. Like, I don't think a lot of the middle school kids I train are playing against grown men. Like, when I was in seventh grade, I was playing against grown men. Scared of them.
Yeah.
Like, I was, like, smoking a layup, like, I'm like, damn, bro, they ain't gonna pick me up again.
Yeah.
When you're a young boy hooping, like, you gotta play well, or they ain't gonna pick you up.
For sure, I know exactly what you mean.
Like, they're gonna be like, young boy, you suck. Get him off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's one of those, I play in the area, there was, like, one or two courts you could really play on, so if you got off, you're gonna be sitting.
You're not getting back
You might
home.
as well go home. So
Yeah.
you're back on the court. So I think definitely, like, the biggest thing for me was, like, playing outside. I grew up playing on the blacktop. Like, that's where I grew up playing on the blacktop. Like, only time I went inside the hoop was, like, AAU practices, high school practices.
Yeah.
I grew up playing on the blacktop. And then when I got to high school, that's when I started playing, like, a little more inside. I got too cool for being outside.
Yeah.
So I think, so middle school, let me think here. Middle school, I was still playing AAU. Seeing how much better I had to get, I started playing with different AAU teams, like some Philly Pride, We Are One stuff, and I was like, okay, like, some of these kids are, like, really good at basketball. I'm like, okay, work ethic needs to improve. So that's when I started looking into trainers. Like, okay, like, all these other kids have trainers, like, I want to make sure I get a trainer.
Yeah.
So 7th grade, 8th grade is when I got my first trainer. He actually became one of my high school coaches at the time. He actually taught me the jab step, which was my favorite move to use.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Without him, I wouldn't have the jab step that I think led me to being a really good player, because I was confident anytime anyone would press up on me, I could jab you and you were gonna
Jump on that.
give me some space there. And as I was training all that summer, I started getting a little more athletic, and I was able to dunk when I was about in 7th grade, and I was dunking consistently in 8th grade. So then I started getting some attention from other high schools, because I went to a public high school that would have led me to a public middle school that would have led me to a public high school.
Yeah.
And then I got recruited from other high schools in the area. So I got recruited from a couple cool schools in the PCL, like Bonner Prendy, Cardinal O'Hara, a couple schools in Philly, like Arts, what was it called? Germantown Friends. So I was like a good 8th grader that was getting looked at, which was like weird now you think about it now, like you're getting recruited at high school.
Yeah.
Because usually you only get recruited like when you're in college, but now you get recruited to go to high school. And then I landed on Bonner, because I loved that it was so close. I really had pride in my area growing up. Like, I love Upper Darby. I love Delaware County. That's where I grew up. That's where I'm born. So I took pride in being able, okay, like, can I be one of the better players that came out of here and did something good in our area.
Yeah.
And they weren't really great, but there was a young program coming up, and I'm so happy I made that decision. So when I got to Bonner, this is the biggest. I get a lot of freshmen ask me like, "Yo, how can I play varsity?" Because I started varsity my freshman year. I started the first game.
That's valid. That's hard.
So I came in and I was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna just be the hardest worker." And every day I would just work hard. Like I would show up early to all the open gyms, so I could shoot around a little bit. I would stay after, work out after. Like they just saw like, "Yo, Chris is like a gym rat." Like I'm like always hitting people up. Like, "Yo, I'm gonna get in the gym." Like I was insane.
Yeah.
I was nuts. Which is why I think it led me to the place I am today.
Yeah.
But so after doing all that, I had a really good spring. Had a lot of good hype around me during that freshman year. And then I got to start my first game of high school, like the first game of the year. I started. I played really well. I think I had like 14 points.
That's valid.
Against a good team at the time, Malvern Prep. And then from there, that's when I just got obsessed with basketball. Like I was like, yo, I want to be the best player I possibly could be. I want to see what I could do. And then once Bonner Printing got a lot better, my role changed because I was looking at, okay, like I could be the guy in a couple years because I didn't have any guys kind of as good as me at that time. And then they're like, Chris, we're trying to make a push to make a PCL championship run.
Yeah.
Which I would say is probably one of the toughest leagues in the country, easily one of the best leagues in the state of Pennsylvania. So this is where the competition comes in. Like every year I was competing for my spot because we didn't know who was coming in.
Yeah.
They were trying to get guys like, we get a guy like Isaiah Wong who's in the NBA. They get these Division I bigs that are coming in. We almost had Bones Highland, if you know who that is. We almost had him come. Like we almost had a starting five of like Zay Wong and Bones Highland. Are you kidding me? That backcourt? And as a guard, you really got to be on your toes because you don't know who's coming in.
And the guard spot's really oversaturated.
And the guard spot is tough, especially like for me, I'm like a 6'1" guard. Like, and I was like, all right, like, so how am I going to fit in? Like, am I going to try to run the one? Like, nah. If I wanted to play, I had to get off the ball and get on there. Because if I wanted to be like this combo guard and do all that stuff, like, nah, it wasn't going to work. So then I'm starting thinking like, okay, like if I want to stay, I got to really adapt. So that's when my training started to change a little bit. I'm like, okay, like I really got to step it up. Like I need more.
Yeah.
So that's when I started working out in the morning. I would get like, I'll try to make 100 threes in the morning. That was my thing. I would go to the gym before school. Okay, this is what I got to do. And that helped me. And I was able to shoot the three really well and drive really well. And that like helped me stay on the floor. Because without that, I don't think I would have played at all.
Got you.
Then we got to my junior year when Bonner Penny was probably at its peak. We had a lot of hype around us, a lot of hype. It was insane. It was probably the first summer where I actually had like college coaches come in and talk to me because I tell my kids like, yo, if you're playing with a really good player, there's gonna be coaches coming and they can see you.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had like a college coach come talk to me and be like, yo, what is your name? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I was playing like really well in the summer. I was like, oh snap, like I might be able to play college basketball. And my coach was like, Chris, you're gonna play college basketball. We just don't know what level you'll be at. So then I had kind of like an up and down junior year of playing and not playing. We made a really good push. We were a really good team. We made it to the PCL championship, lost in the PCL championship, made it to the state championship, lost the state championship too. Senior year, had a great opportunity to get a lot of college coaches looking at me. Like I can't even tell you. I think I had 11 schools recruiting me at the time.
That's tough.
Like a mix between like Division III schools, like 2 Division II schools, and I had a chance to walk on Division I if I wanted to. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that at all. Played my whole senior year. Was super up and down playing time wise because we were so deep. Like we were like those 2 years we were like a really good team. We were insane.
If you don't mind me asking, like I know you said you had up and down in your playing time.
Yeah.
How did that affect you mentally? Because I know a lot of guys, when their playing time goes down, or they really judge themselves as a player.
Yeah.
Depending on how much they play on a team.
Yeah, it definitely killed me because like I worked so hard. Like I say this all the time. Like I don't think there's anyone that works harder at basketball than me. I haven't met one person, I don't think, because I was nuts. I would wake up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym at 5 before school. In high school, I was doing this.
Yeah.
This wasn't just one or two time thing. Like I've been doing this. So it definitely gave me some problems in my life because I was like thinking like, damn, bro, like maybe the basketball thing may not be for me. But I was just always said like, regardless, I'm just gonna keep showing up every day and keep working hard. Like regardless if I'm playing the most, I always came to practice every day working my ass off. Because I said to myself, I'm like, Chris, like if you can look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and be like, you gave your all today, then that's all you could do. And that helped me because at certain points in your career, you'll have that experience where you're like putting a lot of effort in, it's not getting good results, but you gotta be able to live with that because that's just life.
Yeah.
Because like even in basketball, you can work your hardest. You're gonna go to the NBA?
No, probably
It's not gonna guarantee you. Even if you work your hardest in school, are you guaranteed to get an A?
No.
Guaranteed? Nah, not guaranteed. You work the hardest in your job, are you gonna get that promotion?
Not guaranteed.
Not guaranteed. Are you guaranteed to make $1 million in your business because you work really hard? No. So I just built that mindset of being like, all right, like as long as I look at myself at the end of the day and be like, I worked my ass off, I'll be cool. That's all that matters. Work your ass off.
Valid. All right. Tell us
Let me
what you
think.
see.
College. So I was looking at a couple different schools. It was super close. The school I'm at now, I didn't even think I was going to go there at all, or I went to. I wasn't going to go there at all. I chose that school. I love the distance between the school. I really like the coach. He actually came to see me play a bunch. He saw me play the most out of anyone.
Yeah.
He saw me play like maybe 11 or 12 times in a year, which is a lot for a college coach to get down to. That's a lot. 11 to 12 is a lot of games. And then they came down to watch me work out at St. Joe's with my trainer at the time. And I was like, yo, I'm probably going to come here. Like, the love that they're showing me.
Yeah.
And I think it's tough because I had the opportunity to go Division II or walk on Division I. And a lot of people ask me, like, well, why didn't you take the opportunity to go Division II or Division I and walk on? I'm like, because I wanted to be an impact player like that year.
Yeah.
And other schools told me, like, walk on, you're not going to play, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to do that. And then Division II, like, it told me, like, yeah, you're probably not going to play your first year or two.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, is that really worth it? No, I was like, nah. And I'm so happy with the choice I made because I went to Penn State Harrisburg and I was able to start as a freshman there. So every year I went somewhere, like, I started as a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's love. With the same,
Repping the Penn State Harrisburg.
of course, with the same mentality, right? Like, I came in my freshman year, like, I'm going to be the hardest worker. No one's harder than me. And my coach said, like, listen, he's in the gym every day. When Chris is in the gym, like, he knows because he hears the ball bouncing, the music's playing, like, it was like clockwork. I think that's what so many kids miss. It's like, are you willing to put yourself out there to work your ass off and fail? 'Cause that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
It's tough to be like, because I think a lot of people will just be like, oh, well, I didn't try that hard, so that's why I didn't make it. Like, no, you're just scared to try hard because you're afraid to fail. I'm not afraid of failure. I love it. I embrace failure.
It's valid.
I'm nuts. Like, I'm one of the type of guys that like you tell me I can do something, all right, I'm just gonna try. And if I fail, I fail.
It is what it is.
So I think that changed my whole, that helped my career so much. And I was able to have a really good freshman year. I was like second in 3-point shooting my freshman year. And then my teammate came in and surpassed me in the conference. He wasn't even shooting threes in half the year. The second half of the year, he started making threes and he completely blew me out the water. Like, he was shooting like 46% from three.
Damn.
He was clipping. I was shooting like 42. I thought I was clipping. He gets 46, 47. I'm like, oh, now you're clipping. Like, this is a big difference there.
Dang, the backcourt must have been crazy that year, though.
Man, we had a really good run. Yeah, like there were some games where we would just be clipping threes. Like, we were stacked. We had like an All-American at the time. We had me, who was a good 3-and-D guy that could play a lot of positions. Leading shot blocker in the country, a forward that will probably become an all-conference player, all-league player. And it definitely blew my mind because I saw how good Division III was. A lot of people say, like, oh, Division III isn't that good.
Yeah.
And I play with these guys. I'm like, yo, these cats can hoop. The guys we were playing against, we played against, like, we played in the NCAA tournament my freshman year against a future NBA player.
Dang.
The Jewish Jordan, Ryan Terrell, cooked us, gave us like a 30 ball. Smooth 30 ball. The other ball gave us triple-double. 10, 10, and like 20. Like, what?
That's tough.
20 rebounds.
Yeah, that's tough. That's hard too.
So it kind of definitely put me in a great position. I was like, okay, like, I have an opportunity to play at a really high level and get to go to the tournament. The Division III tournament, like, how many people can say they play in the national tournament?
Anywhere. At any level. NAIA,
Like,
JUCO.
let's talk about it. We made it to the tournament. So it was the best decision I made. I tell my coach all the time, like, coach, like, I don't even care how I, like, end up playing-wise. Like, I made the best decision coming out here. Because without me making that decision to go to Penn State Harrisburg, would I be a trainer like I am today? Who knows? What if I would have went to like a Lock Haven? Would I wanted to be a guy out there? Would I want to be a trainer out there?
Just for those who don't know and aren't from the Pennsylvania area, Lock Haven is a D2 school in the PSAC.
Yeah, like what if I would have went there? What if I went to Chestnut Hill? Would I want to be a trainer? If I went to Penn State Altoona, I want to be a trainer. Like, so, like, I told him, like, bro, like, I'm so thankful that I came here. Because, like, the opportunity to be a trainer now and build my own business. Like, now I'm able to, like, invest in real estate. Like, I bought my first rental property at 24.
That's tough. Congrats on that.
And we're trying to buy more.
Congrats. That's big, though.
We got to do at least 10,000. We got to do at least 10,000. Like, that's what we're trying to do. So, it's, like, best decision I ever made. Every decision I made, I'm proud of. Because people will be like, oh, would you change anything? Absolutely not. Because I don't know what that other road would have taken.
Yeah.
What if I would have chosen to go to Cardinal O'Hara? Would I have been the same player and got me here?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hard. It's
Scary,
hard.
scary
Yeah.
to think about. So I'm very blessed that I picked the path I chose, and I wouldn't change a thing.
That's valid.
0.
I'm glad you say that because a lot
No.
of people go into certain places, hesitate a little bit. Like even me, like
Yeah.
when I was making my decision to originally go to my school in Chicago, Judson.
Yeah.
I was very hesitant. Like, do I go to here? Do I go to Penn State Greater Allegheny, where I was also being recruited at?
Yeah.
And I was like, Chicago's a 10-hour drive for where we live right now.
It's a good drive.
Far drive. Penn State Greater Allegheny is 3 hours. I could do a 3-hour drive. That's not.
You can do that in a
crazy.
day.
Yeah.
That's a day.
So stuff like that, and every time, like even now, till now, I think about like, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? Because now that I'm transferring, transferring up to a D2 now. It's like, yeah, I probably did make the right decision in hindsight, but during in it, it's hard. It's hard to see. Like while you're in it, it's hard.
It's hard to see why you're in it 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's where making good decisions comes in, right? Like I think a lot of times people make really quick decisions. And I think that's why, especially in your life, you'll probably see it. Like a lot of people make poor decisions with just their money or just their relationships. So it's always good to look and I did this. I made a pros and cons list of all the schools I was looking at. And then it checked all the boxes for me. And then what did I do? I went in and I gave it everything I got. That's what you got to do,
Yeah.
right? Like I said, like I was like, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm giving this relationship with my school everything I got. I'm giving this relationship with basketball everything I got. That's the big thing. I think a lot of people kind of go into this thing like, if you're kind of half-stepping, are you giving 100%? Probably not. If you're coming hesitant, you're giving 100%?
No.
No way. So are you going to get the 100% the best out of that situation?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, that's valid. Now, for my last question, is there any advice you have to like the young players, other trainers, in fact?
Yeah.
Any advice you want to give out to the people to help them better their life or get better at basketball, get better at their training journey or anything like that?
I think the biggest thing we talked about is like not being afraid to fail. Like I think a lot of us were so hesitant to fail and get embarrassed. Like I am not afraid to embarrass myself. I am not afraid to fail at all. I think that's in any trade because in basketball, like you got to try your best.
Yeah.
And you may fail, and it's going to be super embarrassing. But that's okay because you tried your best.
Yeah.
You may try to go talk to this girl. You might try to slide her DMs or go pull up and talk to her. But that girl could be your future wife right there.
Yeah.
She could be like the one for you that like helps you like, because my girlfriend right now, she's like the main reason why I'm this I am today because she helped me so much.
Yeah.
And if I was afraid to take that chance and shoot my shot at her, would I have her?
Probably not.
No. So don't be afraid to fail. Like just shoot that shot, take that L, and bounce back. That's the biggest thing I would say. Don't be afraid to fail, brother.
Love. Is there any questions that you wished I asked that I didn't ask?
Any questions? Oh, you should have asked if you could beat me one-on-one. That's probably a good question to ask.
Yeah, I could beat you one-on-one.
I don't think so.
Now,
Not at all.
another video, we're going to play one-on-one.
No,
You're
not
going to
at
see
all.
me fry him. Or we might do a ones tournament. I know there's a couple guys that he trains that I'm really cool with, and a ones tournament would be tough. I'm not going to lie.
One tournament would be nice. One tournament would be nice.
Because you did host a 3v3 tournament, right?
I did.
So the 3v3 tournament, I wish he had a live version of it so I could watch. I wasn't home.
Yeah.
But I think
It was getting unchy one day. The one day you always know you had a really good pickup or run when it's quiet.
really?
When a lot of guys are giggling and laughing
Yeah.
and talking, it's not competitive.
Yeah.
When the gym gets silent, this motherfucker is tight.
Yeah, locked in.
Motherfucker's assholes is tight. Because I might say something, I usually like to talk shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's frying you. And they go,
What?
what?
Get into it, yeah.
Or someone scores on them, gives them a little bump, they're like,
Who you think you is?
so it's like,
Type
that's how you
joint,
know, that's why I like, so the one day, I'm not going to say who's getting cooked, but one person, big name guy here was getting cooked. And I was like, luckily there ain't no cameras here today. And I would never have cameras in open runs. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm probably gonna say for that, just for that reason. I don't want,
yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of guys would get like, guys wouldn't compete as hard because they don't want to get embarrassed for the
Valid.
camera and be on the gram. But one big name guy was out here was getting his ass torn up. It
Valid.
was a good day.
See, and I just want you to know what his reasoning is why it's so hard for me to go in places and record open runs or like even workouts in general.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of the coaches or the people running it don't want cameras in there so that guys are actually going hard
Yeah.
and competing.
Yeah.
I'm going to find some soon. Just give me some time. But as of right now, it's getting kind of hard with the climate we're in right now.
Yeah. Guys want to get embarrassed. You
hard.
know? Guys got brands, NIL stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want.
None hurting that. None hurting
They
that.
can't see that on the gram.
Well, that's valid. I appreciate.
I'll tell you who it is after. Too.
Oh, really? Valid. I appreciate you coming out today.
100%. Thank you.
First
brother.
interview.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I'm signing off. Come back for the next video. See y'all.